I hope the execution related to this example is clear to you. But there's a one more logic, that why do you need to take the length of x as greater than 0. So here I show you what's the difference here. So what will happen if you use the find all method? So this find all method is going to be executed with the every line from the file, and where in turn it is going to give the result as a x. So what basically it will do is it will search for this pattern. If this pattern is found, so that is going to be extracted. Instead of getting that entire line, only this pattern is extracted with this find all, and that will be written in term of the list to this variable as a x. So if it finds this pattern, that will be stored as a x. But for the lines which it doesn't find this pattern, so it doesn't mean that for such lines it is not going to give any result. Even for that also it is going to give the result, but as a empty value to the list. So you can see in this execution where I have printed this line, that is the list x, every time wherein it executes for the all the lines of the file. So you can see here some of the list you have got here with the none value in it, that is the empty values in this list. For these are the lines where it doesn't match this particular pattern, this pattern. So in that case, what happens, you will get all the list values for the entries. For the sum of the list, you will get the values for which it matches the pattern, and for the sum of the lines, you will get the empty list for which it doesn't matches the line. So that means we are not interested in the lines where it doesn't matches the pattern, where you have the empty list over here. So in that case, what logic we can use here is, for that we can check the length of the list. So the list which for the lines which it doesn't match, it have the list which the with no entries in it. For this we can put a length function on it to check out whether it contains any list, any values in it or not. If it contains the any values, the length should be any value or more than 0. That means if it is greater than 0, that means it has some values in it. So that particular line x or the that list needs to be printed. If it doesn't have anything where it will not have the length greater than the 0, for that you need to ignore the printing. So that's why whenever you use the find all method, you need to put the restriction to print only the list which have values in it, instead of printing entire thing on the console. So coming to the next concept, that is combining searching and the extracting. So we'll see what happens here. If we want to find the numbers on the lines that starts with the string x hyphen, such as these two lines. So you can see here what is the pattern being expected to match. The pattern here is any line that starts with the x followed by the hyphen. Then we can construct the following regular expression to select the lines. We can see here we want to search for the lines which begins with the x hyphen. So as you can see, we are not defined what will be there before the numeric value at the last. So that's why we have taken a dot operator followed by the star. That means any single character with 0 or the more occurrences, followed by the colon, and followed by the numeric value. What we are interested in this entire line is, we are interested in only the numeric value here. So what for this numeric value, what we can define the pattern is, the numeric value can be 0 to 9 along with the dot. The combination of the 0 to 9 along with the dot, which indicates that the floating value with the one or the more occurrences of this set of the values here. We'll see what is done in this example here. So how to extract that value? First thing is, what we can do is the normal method where you can use the search to this line and print that line. So in this example, the entire line will be printed here. But what we are interested here is, we are interested in only these numeric values. So if you go through the that file there, so you will come to know in which lines we are searching here. We are searching to these lines x, where it is followed by the hyphen, but it should have the numeric value, either the float or the values which is at the last. But what we are interested is, we are interested in only these numeric values which is at the last to be extracted. So in that case, what we can do here is, you can see here what we can do is, the one thing is to search that form of that kind of the lines, you always can go for using the re.search file and define the pattern, and you will get that entire line to be printed wherever it matches with this pattern here. But how to put a restriction to extract only this information, that is the numeric value? So we can do it by using a simple parenthesis concept here. So you can see here, re dot find all method is used to extract the information. So you can observe here what modification has been done while defining the pattern is, whichever the part of that pattern you want to extract directly, for that part you can just put a parenthesis over there. So that means that will be extracted and stored in the list here. So I'll show you with the example now. So you can see, so import a library, open the file, go through the all the lines of the file and find all and define the pattern. So you can see the difference here. So the part of that pattern which you want to extract, that entire part has been included here as a parenthesis. So this is said to be as the combining searching and the extraction. So instead of extracting that entire line over there, so you can put a parenthesis to the pattern. Within that pattern itself, very hard to find, put the parenthesis to extract that line. So this particular line is going to extract only the numerical part, and that will be stored in a X here. So I'll show you the execution here. So you can see the list has been created, but instead of adding this entire line to this list, so since we have put a parenthesis to the part of the pattern which to be extracted, only that part will be extracted and added into the list here. So if length of X is greater than 0, to check out whether the length is greater than 0 or not, to avoid the empty list that is created for the lines which doesn't match with that pattern. So in order to avoid that, this condition has been taken and required information is printed here. So coming to the next example, what you need to do here is you need to search for this line from the file where is in this pattern details followed by the some URL, and at the last you can again find out the lines here. Search for the lines that starts with the details colon and the reverse is equal to at the end, followed by the numbers and a dot. So then print the number if it is greater than 0. Now we'll see how it can be done. So how it is done? So in the question itself, they have told that the line has to begin with the details colon, and the dot means any character with the 0 or the more occurrences, but at the end it has to be with the reverse is equal to some numeric value ranging from 0 to 9 with the dot, that is any floating value also, but this entire class is preceded with the plus, that is more number of the occurrences of this set of the values within the class here. So to this entire pattern, if you observe, the parenthesis has been included. That means with the find all method, we want to extract only this part of the pattern if the line matches with this entire pattern here. So if I run this, you'll get to know. You can see we are able to get only that information here. So if I remove this parenthesis, I'll show you what you will get the result here. So you can see the entire line has been extracted which matches with this pattern. So this is what is given in this question, right? So you can see here, if you do not remember, you can see here you need to search for the lines this details http with some information URL followed by a number here. So entire line has been extracted here, but what we are interested is we are interested in only the this numerical part which is at the end of the line. So for that I will put the parenthesis here, and now you can see the difference with this. So instead of extracting the entire line to be entered into the list, you are able to extract only the last part. So thing is that what is the simple concept is searching and extracting is, define the pattern which you want to search, within that pattern itself put the parenthesis whichever part you want to extract here. So in the further videos, I'll discuss with the exercise programs from this chapter. Probably there is a one more example from your textbook itself. So what you need to do here in this example is you need to write a program to extract hour of the day from the line which begins with the from with respect to the mbox.txt. If you remember, the same example we have solved as an exercise program from the previous chapter, that is the tuples chapter, where we have extracted the hour, where we have counted. But here what we need to do is we need to define a pattern where we want to extract only the pattern hour of the our information from that line, which line, and the line which begins with the from. We'll see how it is done in this example here. So open the file and we'll see directly the pattern which has been defined to extract over there. So if you remember that line where the hour information is located in that mbox.txt file, it has to begin with the from, right? So not the from colon, it has to begin with the from, followed by the space is there, and followed by the any character with 0 or the more occurrences. And you can see here the after the space one more, any number of the characters after this one more space. So you can see here two numeric values has been taken. You can see the two square brackets has been taken with the range as a values 0 to 9, representing that this first set can have the one number from 0 to 9, and this will have the another number with the range 0 to 9. That means two numbers will be taken, which is going to be identified as the hour of the day from that line. I'll show you from the file where you have that information. So you can see here the line has to begin with the from this part, and followed by the space, and followed by the dot. That means any character including the space, but how many repetitions? 0 or the more occurrences, till it matches with the next set pattern. That is, what is the next set pattern? 0 to 9, one digit number, and this is the second digit 0 to 9. The occurrence is 2 digits here. So how to represent the pattern for a 2 digits? It has been indicated here with the two square brackets. That means this is a one digit and this is a second digit. So this, in this entire file, you can see where you have the two digits representation. It is for the our part of this entire line, our information from this entire line, where you have the first two digit information. So this pattern is going to match for the first two digit information followed by the colon. That means it is, you have put a parenthesis here which is going to extract only the our information from this entire line. So the next part is check out whether the line contains this information or not, then print that information. So if I execute, you'll get to know that you are able to extract only the our information from that line. I hope the execution is clear to you. So further, in the further videos, I'll discuss with the solutions for the exercise programs from this chapter. So stay tuned. Thank you.